Hi guys, this is Ev. Ev Zerverdakis from Holistic Healing Astrology. And today I want to cover a video that will pertain to what's been happening the last month. So we're ending the month of May, and I want to kind of let you know how I help clients like you with their everyday problems or some long-term problems that they haven't had a grip on. So just as a disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist or anything like that. I do work with my tools of astrology and oracle card reading and the invisible world, sort of like the shamans did, from 50,000 years back, but it's a way to problem solve. So I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you've all had your astrology chart looked at and cast. And if you follow me like on my blogs and in my newsletters, which you could get on holistichealingastrology.com, that's holistichealingastrology.com, you could get a wealth of free information that helps you everyday level. And if you feel like that could help someone else, be sure to forward that information to any of your friends while it's still free, So the purpose is to help people find their greatest joy, success, prosperity, and all the things that are desired, that's for the highest good, and to implement that and to get it done in the shortest amount of time possible. So first of all, who are my type of clients? Well, they range from mostly women, okay, because they're more intuitive and they understand that, and they're not afraid to ask for help. You've been in the car with a lost person in the car, and if it's a certain type of a person, we can't even call it a gender, but if it's a certain type of a person, they will not ask for help. But other people are more receptive to help. So even the chart will show you what type of a person you are. So if you're looking for self-discovery, that is a wonderful place to start, is with your astrology chart. So I have some notes here so I stay on track. But first of all, it's very important to know that everything that's discussed between you and I is confidential. I worked in the medical profession, so confidentiality, the HIPAA, and all that, of course, prior to COVID, was sacred. We cannot talk about an individual, name the name, and say, oh, this person. But I like to generalize and say, I've had a lot of older people come to me with asking for clarity or a specific problem. And by looking at the chart, they figure it out themselves just through discussion of the chart. That's why I call it a consultation. It's not really a reading. It's a consultation. That means that I'm not dictating to you what's going on, because you know what's going on. It's your chart. You created that chart with the creator. And, spiritual shamanism, and they, like the Native American Indians, from the Andes Indians, they all believe that spirit and us as individuals, with the help of Mother Earth, we work together to create what we want in this world. And we only have a snippet of time to experience everything in this realm, the earth plane. So really, there's no good and there's no bad. It's the way you have to look at the issues. So part of the way that I do things is I use active listening. And active listening is when we discuss and I listen for little clues that I could look into your astrology chart, your natal chart, and even a forecasting chart, and see how your genetic astrology makeup would solve a problem like this. And when I suggest these possibilities and options, right away they open up and they understand this is real. This is my soul talking to me, and it's so familiar to them. And then when we go into like what is their purpose right now and what they need to let go of, which are other points in the chart, that resonates so true. And by the end of the reading, it's such a short time of 1 hour or an hour and a half if it's your first session, they're just elated because they have this clarity, this validation, just by looking at a natal chart. So the other thing that I could share with you is what types of problems. Mainly people will call me when they're in transition. A physical transition, moving from one home to another. A relationship transition from one partner to maybe another partner. But what I found was a lot of people that end a partnership relationship, they want to jump in to another partnership relationship. Sometimes that's okay, but honestly, most of the time I found that these people that were looking at relationship problems were they needed some time for self-care, self-love. And until that resolves, and by looking at the different planets, we could figure out how the resolution will take place. And sometimes always, I end the reading with an oracle card reading or the Akashic record, the Akashic tarot. And that always validates everything we discussed. It's the most amazing thing. If you've never had a reading with me, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's so inexpensive. People spend more money on one article of clothing, a half a trip to the grocery store, a night out for dinner. It's the best thing you could do for yourself. You talk about self-care. So every birthday, we also recommend that you have a forecast done. And we look at the different forecasting chart options. I like to look at all of them. I'm very thorough too, because I'm a natural detective. With a Scorpio rising, a sun in my 8th house in Gemini, I'm communicating all the time with the invisible world, and I'm like a channel. Things come through to me that you, the client, need to hear. And when they hear it, they're like, man, why didn't I come to you sooner? And that there's no amount of money that could pay, someone could pay to give me that satisfaction that I know I'm helping people on such a level. This is the most amazing career path that I've ever endeavored. And I've done a few, but you know what? Each different career path that I've been on kind of paved the way so I would be ready for this as I'm doing in the latter stages of my life. So we've been talking now for 8 minutes. I'd love to hear from you. Please send me emails to Ev, that's EV, at holistichealingastrology.com. That's Ev, EV, at holistichealingastrology.com. You could ask me general questions. You could ask me what kind of a reading you should get. Schedule it with Speak with Ev. It's a 10 to 15 minute free consultation so we could figure out what's best for you. Some people need life coaching, which is a series of sessions. Some people just want their natal chart done. Some people want to look at their forecast. I highly recommend that you get the natal chart done with me first, only because we'll start at the same base level. I can't tell you how many natal charts that were sent to me that were done with other services, but there was just human error involved, or especially the free places they're not as accurate for a lot of technical reasons. But astrology is a wonderful tool, and the oracle card readings and the psychic readings are great tools to help you get, number one, clarity. Number two, feel your greatest joy. Number three, get options for your problems. And number four, understand that, you know, we do have free will, and all these challenges that we have are lessons for us to learn. I hope you found this video valuable. Feel free to share it. Please subscribe so whenever I randomly come up with these videos or on the schedule video, you will get more information. Thank you again, and we'll talk soon. Have a great new month coming in June.